Guys, can I tell you something? I'm going to be real with you. This is going to be really real. Yesterday was like a rest day. It was like a scheduled rest day, a day that you're supposed to not do anything. And I hated it. I hated every minute of it. There was not a moment of yesterday that I enjoyed at all. I don't know that I have fully understood just how wrapped up my identity is within like being out, doing something, running, riding, until there was a day that I wanted to make a video and I wasn't supposed to do anything like that. Actually, it wouldn't have been so bad if there wasn't so much snow on the ground. No bike would have ridden through all that snow. But the ride that I did, it really didn't go that good. I didn't want to complain in the video because I don't want to be a complainer, but like, it was not that fun. Anyway, I'm excited because back at it today. There's 5K on the schedule today. It's also BMX night. They make them two different videos now. And considering the roads and sidewalks and all the paths around here are still uncleared from this weekend's storm, I'm going to hit it up on the treadmill again. The treadmill seems like it might suck because you're like, you're sitting there, but you just put a podcast on. It's really good because it just keeps you at the pace that you pick. Today's supposed to be a really slow, like the easiest pace that I have for my marathon pacing. Yeah. I don't know that I've said anything as a full thought in a sentence this entire intro. Let's go run on the treadmill. I'm at about the halfway point now. It's really, the treadmill's not that bad. I've got it at 6.4 miles per hour. I'm also using the indoor setting of my Garmin watch. I don't really know how it works, but it kind of gets the pace about where I would expect it to be. I try not to look at it too much because I just don't know if I can believe it or not. But they do come out like pretty similar. So that's kind of cool. Like about 5:50, about 6 minutes per kilometer is what I'm supposed to run. But I'm not supposed to stop moving this arm for it to be accurate. So I need to stop doing it. It is crazy to me that this can say 3.17 miles and this run came out to 5.11. Like that's like what it was. I think that's crazy. I don't care who you are. I think that's crazy. There are some treats owed to you. First from Chris, this is a pretty big super thanks. So 2 treats. Say thank you. And Dominic, who thought my accent was an Irish attempt, but it was a Newfie attempt. Newfoundland accent. Okay, say thank you. Say thank you. Yes. So we just wrapped BMX night. I say wrapped like it was a big official shoot or something. Basically everybody has gone home from BMX night now. And it's like kind of late. It's like 10 o'clock-ish. Somehow I keep getting caught off guard here. I keep going into Wednesdays with this ambitious goal of shooting 2 videos. And somehow I keep forgetting that that's an ambitious thing to do. That's a lot to try and do in one day. Anyway, this video takes place all around the happenings of BMX night. I generally have the morning free so I can do the training I want to do and like do this vlog because I like to do the 2 together. And then I start shooting the BMX show around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock-ish until about 9:30, 10 by the time everyone's gone. But the edit of the BMX show tomorrow always takes longer than any of my normal vlogs, so it almost eats up Thursday as a whole. And that is why I shoot this supplemental vlog about all the stuff that isn't happening BMX-wise on Wednesday, so that it can be posted on Friday if I don't have enough time to shoot anything on Thursday. Does that make sense? A little bit of a business vlogger behind the scenes information for you. Kind of interesting, maybe? Welcome to Gear Gab. Okay, on this episode of Gear Gap, I want to talk about these shoes. These are the New Balance Propel version 4's. When Angela, my wife, started to notice that I was taking this marathon training attempt a lot more serious than the last one that we did, she was like, we should probably get some like proper running shoes. Something I wouldn't have done. I would have been happy to run in like 4 or 5-year-old shoes. Like, I don't care. What can a shoe do? And I told you that I did enough research basically just to get myself in trouble, not to understand anything, just to get like basically 2 pieces of information. And I was like, okay, I understand. And what I learned from the couple sentences I read of an article that was much longer and probably had a lot more information in it was people have like an everyday trainer's stability shoe, which I assumed was like a cheaper shoe for everyday running. And the other piece of information I knew was when Eliud Kipchoge went for his sub 2-hour marathon attempt, he was wearing Nike shoes that had a carbon plate in them. And saw that these New Balance Propel version 4's had the word plate was literally in the description. Good enough for me. These are my race day shoes. And that was the extent of me looking into shoes before purchasing what I was gonna run and train in for marathoning. And guess what? When I put these New Balance Prisms on and did my first outdoor run with them, they felt like every other running shoe I've ever had. I like that they're purple though. Like, I was big on the purple. Now I thought these were special because they have plate in the description. They're not special. It's a plastic plate. But I was still saving them for getting closer to the race. And then I found out, based on a little bit of research, these are like an entry-level shoe that people are using for everyday training. So I tried them on the treadmill. And oh my God, as a person who has never owned a proper, like a running specific shoe, only ever cross trainers, these are amazing. It's like upsetting how good these feel. Like, the foam is it's so squishy. It's so comfortable to run in. I don't know if I noticed the plate at all, but just, they're so comfortable. And I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm not gonna try to, but because they're so, because the outsoles are so soft and the foam is so comfortable, I very much am expecting to run like quite a bit quicker in these. But the best way that I could equate the feel, like the jump and performance feel that I'm having from every other shoe I've ever run in to just these entry-level run-specific shoes, is that same feeling I had when I had that like cheap, blown up, just terrible in every way XC28 29er fork that was my felt cross-country bike. And I went to that Fox Factory 32 on that bike and went and rode the first time, and I was like, oh, the suspension's supposed to like suspend you. Anyway, I'm a little bit upset at myself for having not done a little bit more research. I would have been better off getting 2 pairs of these instead of these and these because they were the same price. So bit of a bummer, but you know what? I find if you do too much research, you can just find yourself in analysis paralysis. I'm glad that I finally put these on to see what they're like. I now know a little tiny bit more about running, but I cannot articulate it to an audience whatsoever. I'm really excited to run outdoors in these and see what they're like. See what my pace is like. Thanks for sticking around for this running edition of Gear Gap. Subscribe for more.